When asked about the exhumation of Poles murdered by the Ukrainian insurgent army, the head of the Ukrainian Foreign Office, Dmytro Kuleba, equated the Volhynia massacre with the communist-imposed Operation Vistula. If we were to start digging into history today, the quality of the conversation would be completely different, and we could go very deep into history and accuse each other of the bad things that Poles did to Ukrainians and Ukrainians did to Poles. The Ukrainian minister equated the resettlement of the mainly Lemko population living in Poland, organized and carried out by the communists, with the brutal murder of more than 100,000 Poles. The reaction of Minister Sikorski, who uncritically accepted Minister Kuleba's outrageous words, is also shocking. He only commented on the matter the next day, virtually repeating the words of his Ukrainian counterpart. Over the course of several hundred years between neighbours, the account of wrongs never goes one. This situation shows the policy of the government of Donald Tusk. The Institute of National Remembrance has been demanding for years that our murdered compatriots be buried with dignity. The current governing coalition has done nothing in this matter. He is very strong in the mouth when he writes things on Twitter, but apparently lacks courage when he has to do it in person, because he should at least have entered into a rhetorical argument with Minister Kuleba here. Minister Kuleba's words are all the more scandalous because Poland was not a sovereign country after the Second World War. All the decisions were made in Moscow. Any complaints about Operation Vistula should be addressed to Moscow. It should be remembered that this was a deportation of Polish citizens of Ukrainian nationality from the territory of Poland, which was conquered and controlled by the Soviet Union. The situation was quite different in the case of the Volhynia massacre. It was a genocide perpetrated by Ukrainian nationalists. Poles were murdered in a barbaric way. Many villages were wiped off the map. To this day, the remains of Polish civilians lie in unidentified open fields. The Institute of National Remembrance has been sending requests for exhumation for years, and these requests are either denied or ignored. For many years, the United Right government has been striving for the commemoration and dignified burial of our citizens murdered in Volhynia. President Andrzej Duda and former Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki have been there many times. Ministers Sikorski and Kuleba are pursuing a policy of fighting against history. This is a direct implementation of Marian Turski's demand, which he also made a few days ago on Rafał Trzaskowski's campus. If a person wants to live normally, to think about the future, he must not give in to the terror of memory. If we don't take care of our history, others will. Playing on the divisions between Poles and Ukrainians is to the advantage of both the Russians and the Germans. Minister Kuleba, knowingly or not, is harming our common interests. It suits German interests perfectly. It maintains a state of tension and deepens those areas where Poles and Ukrainians are at odds. All this is happening at a time of the criminal Russian invasion of Ukraine. When Russia attacked Ukraine on the 24th of February 2022, Poland literally threw itself into helping and became a model for the Western world. The last 2.5 years have clearly shown that Ukraine and Poland can only win against Russian imperialism, which threatens both of us, together. But our cooperation must be based on historical truth. Paweł Błoch, TV Republika.